All right, Shalom. I'd like to start out by saying Kah Halayim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harikak Wadash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, and my elder Heroine as well. Salutations to the argument of pushing the truth, the sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm coming with a quick lesson. It's not going to be really quick. I shouldn't have said that. Um, Dealing with 1 Esdras chapter 3 and chapter 4, where three of the king's guard, Darius, had a big feast. All right, and in that feast, after the feast, three of his wise nobles that were three of his guards that guarded his bedchambers wanted to write down a sentence to see who was the wisest. All right, and there's a lot of things that are pertaining to today, dealing with these two chapters on like how people professing themselves to be wise in their own mind, but not really understanding what true wisdom is and what type of wisdom over trumps all. All right, so there's a lot of good points, key points in this these two chapters. I wanted to kind of skip around at first, but then as I was reading it, I was like, nah, kind of want to go through the whole thing. So I probably so it won't be such a long video. I'll probably break it up in parts. But Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and serve this purpose, and for the hopeful elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. This is First Esdras chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "Now when Darius reigned, he made a great feast unto all his subjects, and to all his household, and to all the princes of Media." All right, it says, now when Darius reigned, he made a great feast unto all his subjects, and unto all his household, and to all the princes of Media and Persia, and to all the governors and captains and lieutenants that were under him, from India to Ethiopia, and of 127 provinces. And when they had eaten and drunken, and being satisfied, they were gone home. Then Darius the king went into his bedchamber and slept, and soon after awakened. All right. Then three young men that were of the guard that kept the king's body spake one to another, "Let every one of us speak a sentence. He that shall overcome, and whose sentence shall seem wiser than the others, unto him shall the king Darius give great gifts and great things in token of victory." All right. So now you even see this today. You have people that collect wisdom and profess themselves to be wise to obtain glory here on earth, to obtain glory within this society. But the scripture says the Lord is going to take the wisdom of the wise and make it foolishness. As a matter of fact, let's see if I can find that real quick. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 1, it says, "And I, brethren, when I came to you, came not with excellency of speech or of wisdom, declaring unto you or of wisdom, but declaring unto you the testimony of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai." And what is the testimony of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai? Is the spirit of prophecy. All right, so it says, "For I determined not to know anything among you save Yahweh Shai and him crucified. And I was with you in weakness and in fear and in much trembling. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in the demonstration of the Spirit and of power, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of Yahweh." All right. So basically, right. So that's where our true wisdom comes from: the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. But other man's wisdom comes from wisdom of this world. All right. This is First Corinthians chapter 1, verse 19. It says, "For as it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent," meaning the ones that are wise in this world. It says, "Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not Yahweh made foolishness the wisdom of this world? For after that, in the wisdom of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, the world by wisdom knew not Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. It pleased Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe." Right. So the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai are going to have the true wisdom. But you're also going to have other people professing themselves to be wise, but are going to become fools. All right. Proverbs chapter 1. All right, because everybody, talks about being wise in their own eyes. This is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20. It says, "Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates, in the city. She uttereth her words, saying," all right, so now that's what true wisdom is crying out. But you have other things being spoken in these marketplaces or the chief places of concourse, like when you go into the barber shop. You have everybody talking about you could learn a lot of things about individuals in the barbershops. That's when men speak the most of what they seem to know through their experiences on earth, you know. And but that doesn't necessarily declare them to be wise. But you have the true men of the Lord, the ones that have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures that are going to bring forth true wisdom. All right. So back to 1 Ezra chapter 3. So this is pretty much setting the tone on how it was with the three men, the three guards to the king's chamber, um, pretty much kind of competing to see who would be the wiser out of the three. All right, but you see how they declared that the victor would get tokens of victory from Darius the king with gifts. All right, this is 1 Ezra chapter 3 verse 6. It says, as to be clothed in purple, to drink in gold, and to sleep upon gold, and a chariot with bridles of gold, and a head tire of linen, of fine linen, and a chain about his neck. So these were going to be the reward for seeing who was the wisest out of the three. All right. But ultimately, the Most High, Yahweh Shemi Shai, is the ultimate judge of wisdom. But these were going to be judged by the kings and the king's men. All right, and it says, verse 7, it says, "And he shall sit next to Darius because of his wisdom, and shall be called Darius his cousin." All right, so, but the true men of the Lord, they want to sit with Yahweh Shai on the 12th throne, judging the 12 tribes of Israel and these other nations in wisdom and sincerity and in truth, and in true judgment and righteous judgment. All right, in the image of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. So, not wanting or seeking the glory given from this world, not want to see the reward of men, but see the reward, the crown of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, verse 8, it said, "And then everyone wrote his synod and sealed it and laid it under King Darius his pillow, and said that when the king is risen, some will give him the writings, and of whose side the king and, and of whose side the king and the three princes of Persia shall judge his sentence is the wisest. To him shall the victory be given, as was appointed. The first wrote, wine is the strongest. The second wrote, the king is the strongest. The third wrote, women are strongest, but above all things, truth beareth away the victory." All right, so ultimately, truth beareth the way of victory, and that's the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, which is the spirit of truth. Ultimate true knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Understanding his words, understanding these scriptures, and understanding what his will is. All right, and so that's what ultimate wisdom is. But you have all others that are professing to be wise in their own eyes. All right, so with that being said, look how the infrastructure of what America. So you have one that was talking about wine, one that was talking about the king, and one was talking about women. But ultimately, what over trumps all is the truth. All right. So just want to give a little. Each one is going to give a little breakdown of why they profess what their call of wisdom is. All right. All right. It says, now when the king was risen up, they took their writings and delivered unto him. So he read them. And sending forth, he called all the princes of Persia and the Media, and the governors, and the captains, and the lieutenants, and the chief officers, and sat him down in the royal seat of judgment, and the writings were read before them. And he said, call the young men and they shall declare their own sentences. So they were called and came in. And when he saw, and when he said unto them, declare unto us your mind concerning the writings. All right, what thought process are you in concerning these writings? All right, it said, then began the first who had spoken of the strength of wine. All right, and he said thus, O ye men, how exceeding strong is wine! It causes all men to err that drink it. Right. And boom, well, who calls? And now let's take that from a spiritual standpoint. Who causes all men to err because of wine? All right. All right. So 1 Esdras chapter 3 and 18 again it says, and he said thus, O ye men, how exceeding strong is wine! It causeth all men to err that drink it, and maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless child to be all one, of the bondman and of the freeman, of the poor and of the rich. All right, so all one. So and how does Esau transgress? All right, he transgresses through wine and strong drink, meaning his philosophies and his ways. All right, I want to get Habakkuk chapter 2, Slakia, and keep in mind he causes all to be as one. All right, and that's the whole and that's the whole that's the get up behind what Esau is trying to do, set up this system through his philosophies, man. And his philosophies is what's gonna is how this images system is set up, and what's gonna bring forth the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. All right, all right. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith." Right. So the just are going to live by the truth, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Shai. But the unjust are going to live by wine and strong drink, the philosophies of Esau. All right, because it is where the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Job 9:24. All right, so yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all people, and heapeth unto him it's like gather to him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall I not take up these parables against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, and that thick clay is debt, right? So what it's talking about, the king of Babylon, Esau, which is a so-called white man that transgresses by wine, right? So going back to um, Second Ezra 13 and 18, or 13 and 19, it says, "It maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless child to be all one, of the bondman and of the free, and of the poor man and of the rich." All right. So what does that remind you of? Going into Revelations, this is ultimately philosophies is what this devil is using to commit to bring forth this new world order. And part of that new world order is the RFID chip. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. It says, "And he causes all, both small and great, free but poor, like small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and in their foreheads." All right. So all to become as one. Ultimately, if you want to be a part of this devil's system, you have to drink the wine of his philosophies. All right. Which ultimately is what's going to bring the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That cup of fornication that he causes all to drink. All right, through his philosophies. All right, let me get All right, let's go back to real quick. Go back to Second Ezra. All right, this is Second Ezra chapter 13, verse 19. Shalaki chapter first Ezra chapter 3, verse 19. It says, "And maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless and of the fatherless child to be as one, of the bondman and of the freeman, of the poor man and of the rich." Right. It says, "It turneth also every thought into jolly and mirth, so that a man remembereth neither sorrow nor debt. Right, because this is what the system is set up off of sweat equity. So a lot of people don't even understand the oppression that they go under dealing with this system, being drunk off the philosophies of America. All right, and when they are in their cups, they forget their love both to friends and brethren, and a little after draw out swords. All right, and this is all talking physically, but to think about it from a spiritual sense, right? And that's the philosophies of Esau that had Jake turned against each other. All right, he said, "O ye men, is not wine the strongest that enforces to do thus?" And when he has so spoken, he held his peace. All right, all right. So these are the things that wine. So the first individual was talking about wine being the strongest. All right, and we're caught in the philosophies, and we're seeing what wine spiritually brought forth is doing today with the way the world is set up through confusion and deception are brought forth by America and who was ran by the so-called white man, which is Esau. All right, let me get Proverbs chapter 20. This is Proverbs chapter 20 verse 1. It says, "Wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise." Right. So that's the point. All right. Whoso therefore is deceived thereby is not wise. So there's no wisdom in being confused. All right. The wisdom of this world is confusion. That's how Esau is able to set the system up. Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense in this society, man. We were talking about it at work today. Like what exactly is the District of Columbia, Washington D.C.? There's actually a corporate headquarters for the corporation in the United States. But it's so wrapped up in confusion, it's hard for you to decipher and determine what the agenda is really about. But the main goal in the agenda is to push the image of the beast, which is a new world order, which is going to bring forth the RFID chip. That's why you have all these different pandemics and things like that. To what are they doing? They're creating uh uh what was it called? The elder talked about it in his video talking about the gas shortage. Starts with an H. But anyway, it's the illusions of a threat, which the threat's not necessarily really there, but they create an illusion of the threat causing the people to panic. That's all confusion. That's a part of them drinking up the wine of Babylon, the golden cup. All right. Next scripture I want to get is Isaiah chapter 5. All right, verse 11 says, "Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink, that continue unto night to wine and flame them." Right. All right. So you got people that do that physically, that sit around and drink all day, and then you got people that do that spiritually, that drink the wine of this what is called the American dream and what society has built as an illusion. All right. So they get drunk off the wine. It says, "And the harp of the viol and the turbret and pipe and wine are in their feast, but they regard not the work of the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Shai, neither consider the operations of his hands." And that's 2/3 of our people and these other nations that don't have Yahweh Shemi Shai always on their thoughts. And it says, "Therefore my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst." Right. And one of the key points that was made, he said that wine causes the kings to err and the people that follow behind them. Slakin. It says, "Therefore hell hath enlarged herself and opened her mouth without measure, and their glory and their multitude and their pomp, and he that rejoices shall descend into it." Right. And our people fall a victim to this hellish situation by the fornications and philosophies of Esau, man. And our people need to learn how to repent and turn back to Yahweh by Shem Shai. So And who enlarges their desires as hell and is as death. That's talking about Esau. So they fall more into the grip of the captivity of Esau by following, drinking the cup of his wine and his philosophies, man. All right. Let me skip down to verse 22. It says, "Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, and men of strength to mingle strong drink, which justify the wicked for reward, and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him." Right. So you get caught up in the philosophies, and that's why you think Christianity is the way. That's why you think Islam is the way. That's why you think Buddhism is the way. That's why you think the American dream is the way. But it's not. It's all a product of of the environment which was created by the devil, because the scripture says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and he covered the faces of the judges thereof. All right, and what face did he cover? Yahweh Shai's face. That's another form of wine and strong drink of philosophy. Just like that, how the apostles like to say, drinking that sweet Jesus juice. All right, and this is what our people fall a victim to. All right, so going back to 1 Esdras chapter 4. All right. Before I go into the chapter 4, I want to clarify something real quick. I said in the beginning of chapter 3 that matter of fact, let me go to it real quick. Slack. So First Ezra 3:1, it says, "Now when Darius reigned," that Darius is talking about, is that Darius mean it's just a title, Darius, but it's talking about Artaxerxes, and it was around the time period of 465 and 4 to 445 BC. I had spoke to the elder about it, and he clarified that it is not Darius. It just That's just a title. It was Artaxerxes. Um, uh, and around the time period of 465 to 444 BC. All right, so not Xerxes during the time of Esther, which in the scriptures it says Ahasuerus. That's Xerxes, but Artaxerxes, um, uh, which is the son of Xerxes the first. All right, um, but yeah, going into back into First Ezra's, going into chapter 4 real quick. So I just want to clarify that point. So that's Artaxerxes around the time period of 465 to 445 BC. And there was the elder did a lesson going into this. If I could find it, I will put it in the description box. But yeah, but going forward into First Ezra chapter 4, all right, it says, "The second that had spoken of the strength of the king began to say, O ye men, do not men excel in strength that bear rule over sea and land and all things in them?" Right, because if you think about it, for this individual to say that when um when Nebuchadnezzar had conquered all and everything was lost to the Persians by Nebuchadnezzar, from Nebuchadnezzar or Belshazzar, right? You understand that the Most High Yahweh Shem Shai ruleth in the kingdom of men. And matter of fact, um, I'm gonna get that real quick in Daniel chapter 4 verse 17. This is Daniel chapter 4 verse 17. I'm gonna get this in the Bible. It says, all right. It says, this matter is by the hold on. I might need to start up a little bit further. All right, no, I'll start at verse 17. It says, because in this Nebuchadnezzar was humbled into acknowledging Yahweh Shem Shai is the only true God, because Nebuchadnezzar felt like he was the most powerful, which Yahweh Shem Shai set him up to conquer the known land at that time, for this simple fact right here. This was Daniel chapter 4 verse 17. It says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set up over it the basis of men. All right. So so anybody that's in the rulership and conquered the majority of land or in rulership of the earth at any given period of time was set up by Yahweh by Shem Shai. And at this particular time, who do you have in rulership in the days and times right now? You have Esau in rulership. All right. So going to Job chapter 9, verse 24, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So going back, so now understanding that this second individual was talking about kings are most powerful. Um, but understand how by Shem Yahushai sets up whoever is kingdom, whoever is established as king on this earth. All right, and ultimately the true king of the earth is Yahweh Shai. All right. Um, um, as on earth as it is in heaven, and that will be established when Yahushua shows up to destroy this kingdom set up by Esau. All right. All right. So this is 1 Esdras chapter 4 verse 2. It says, "O ye men, do not men excel in strength that bear rule over sea and land and all things in them? But yet the king is more mighty, for he is Lord of all things, and have dominion over them. And whatsoever he commandeth them they do." All right. So talking about the excellency of the king. All right. So, but with that being said, even though like because Yahweh Shem Yahushua sets up the kingdom of men, all right, to whomsoever he will. But even with that being said, this is Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 23. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom." See, all these men are trying to profess themselves to be wise. All right. And it says, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. So kings don't glory in your might or in your armies. All right. It says, and let not the rich man glory in his riches. Right. So all these things can establish some form of defense. All right. All right, because in His wisdom, like the wisdom of man, because Lord Yahweh Shimei Shai said He's gonna make foolish the wisdom of this world, because the wisdom of Yahweh Shimei Shai is foolishness to this world because they have no understanding of what true pure wisdom is. It's verse 24. It says, "But let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord, which exercise loving kindness, judgments, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai." All right, so now you had the first individual talking about the wine. Second individual, now he's talking about the power and the might of the king. All right, but ultimately it is Yahweh Shem Yahushai that is almighty power. All right. All right. Verse 3 it says, "But yet the king is more mighty, for he is Lord of all things, and hath dominion over them. And whatsoever he commandeth them they do. He bid them make war that one against the other, they do it. And if he send them out against the enemies, they go and break down mountains, walls, and towers." Right, but it's all done through the say so of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. "They slay and are slain, and transgress not the king's commandment. If they get the victory, they bring all to the king, as well the spoils as all things else." And ultimately, that's what the rest of the whole world is going to bring to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, with the government set up by the children of Israel. It says, "Likewise, for those that are no soldiers have not to do with the wars, but use husbandry, when they have reaped again that which they have sown, they bring it to the king and compel one another to pay tribute unto the king." And that's how everybody's going to pay tribute to the children of Israel. Ultimately, and all glory goes to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. And yet, but one man, if he command to kill, they kill. If he command to spare, they spare. If he command to smite, they smite. If he command to make desolate, they make desolate. If he command to build, they build. Right. But all this power is given unto them by Yahweh, by Shem Shai, uh, uh, according to what we read in Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. And if he command to cut down, they cut down. If he command to plant, they plant. But the Lord Yahweh by Shem Shai also does. But he, man, listen, hold on. Let me get the scripture real quick and come back to 1 Esdras chapter 4, 1 Samuel chapter 2. All right, so if he say plant, they plant. All right, if he say kill, they kill. But ultimately, it's done by Yahweh by Shem Shai. All right, this is 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 6. It says Yahweh by Shem Shai killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and he bringeth up. He maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. Right. So now that we read before that the Yahweh by Shem Shai ruled in the kingdom of men. But this individual is claiming, professing himself to be wise, saying that the king rules all these things, but Yahweh by Shem Shai rules the king. All right. Back to 1 Esdras chapter 4, verse verse 10. It says, so all his people and his armies obey him. Furthermore, he lieth down and he eateth and drinketh and taketh his rest. And all these keep watch around about him. Neither may anyone depart or do his own business, neither disobey him in anything. O ye men, how should not the king be the mightiest, when in such sort he is obeyed, and he is held, and he held his tongue. All right. So now, boom. So with that being said, that doesn't mean, because there's many kings that led people to destruction. Like there's many kings of Israel that did shamefully in the sight of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, and caused Israel to go off. All right, so let me get Proverbs chapter 29, verse 12 again. All right, it says, it's Proverbs 29 and 12. It says, oh, Slacky, that's the wrong one. All right, Proverbs 29 and 12. It says, if a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. So just like how this individual spoke on how everybody listens to the directions of the king, but at the end of the day, if the directions given by the king are directions of wickedness, he's leading all of them to a path of destruction. Can the blind lead the blind? They both shall fall into a ditch. So if a ruler hearkens to lies, all right, because there's a way that seems right unto a man, but the ways thereof are the ways of death. Roughly paraphrasing. I'll grab it. This is Proverbs 14 and 12. It says, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Right. So if all these individuals that hearken unto the king, which this person is professing to be the wisest, if they're hearkening unto him, then and he's hearkening unto lies, they're all being led to the path of destruction. And guess who's the one leading them there? Yahweh by Shem Shai. All right. This is First Ezra chapter 4, verse 13. It says, then the third, who had spoken of woman and of the truth, thus was Zerubbabel, begin to speak. And I mean, I know the elder went through that too. I want to look that up again, study that again, and see who exactly that is. But anyway, he was an Israelite. That's all we need to know. All right. It says, "O ye men, is not the great, it's not, it is not the king, the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it the wine that excelleth, who it is then, all right, that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath the lordship over them? Are they not women?" Right. So now he's going to get real deep over the head with them, because y'all are talking about wine and the king, but the king will give a woman that he adores all of his wine and his kingdomship. All right, and this dude is about to explain it, and then he's gonna bring it. He's gonna hit him with a kicker, because the truth over trumps them all. All right. It says, O ye men, is it not? It is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it? Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath the lordship over them? Are they not women? Women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by land and sea. All right. Even of, but the women born the king that come from men, because men plant the seed. All right. Even of them came they, and they nourished them up that planted the vineyards from whence the wine cometh. Right. It says, these also make garments for men. These bring glory unto men. Without women, and without women cannot men be. Yea, if men have gathered together gold and silver, or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely, and favor, and beauty? Right. And so these are the mindsets of these individuals that that the other two are professing to be the mightiest. And letting all those things go, do they not gape, and even with open mouth fix their eyes fast on her? And have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold or any goodly thing whatsoever? That's why the true men of the Lord, their woman is going to be wisdom, Sophia. All right. Let me get a scripture real quick. Uh, all right. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 24. This is the woman, the elect, seek after and do everything for in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says, for wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of power of Yahweh, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall unto her. Right, so can anything defiled deal with wisdom, the beauty of wisdom? All right. For she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of Yahweh, and the image of his goodness. Right. So we cannot understand who Yahweh by Shem Yahushai is without the Holy Spirit, which is the spirit of truth, ultimate wisdom, divine wisdom. And it says, and being but one, she can do all things, and remaining in herself, she maketh all things new, and in all ages entering into holy souls. She maketh them friends of Yahweh and prophets. And that's the point. All right, so when we make wisdom our kinswoman, these are the things that she has to offer unto us. She brings us closer to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. All right, back to First Ezra chapter 4, verse 20 says, a man leaveth his own father that brought him up, and his own country and cleaveth unto his wife. And right, that because that was said in the scriptures in Genesis, that a man shall leave his mother and father and cleave unto his wife. Ultimately, that's how a man begins a legacy. All right, and it says he sticketh not he sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remaineth with neither father nor mother nor country. By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil and give it and bring it to all to a woman? Right. Ultimately, that's what we do. But the men of the Lord are going to do all this for wisdom. Not saying that the men of the Lord are not going to have a woman, but a woman will understand her place. It's a wherefore a man. All right, no, verse 24. No, verse 23. Slaki. Yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers, and look upon a lion and goeth in the darkness, and when he hath stolen and spoiled and robbed, he bringeth it to he bringeth it to his love. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father and mother, right? And you see that from a carnal sense. All right, so now he's explaining how much power that a woman has that rules over the things that the first two individuals that said. It says yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. Right, and you have individuals that won't go out there and teach because of their woman. They're stuck up under their woman. They won't serve Yahweh by Shema Shai because they're stuck up under the woman. All right, and it says, yea, many there be that have ran out of their wits for women and become servants for her sake. Many also have perished and have erred and sinned for women. Right. So and that's what happened in the beginning in Genesis. All right, dealing with Adam and Eve. It says, and now do ye not believe me? Is not the king giveth his power through all his reigns, fear to touch him? Yet did I see him in Apame, the king's concubine, the daughter of admirable Bardachus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head and sending it upon her head. She also struck the king with her left hand. Right. So you let women slide on certain shit just to keep on the company of that woman. And so he's just showing the power that a woman have and the influence that women have. So any woman that's in the truth has the same capability to do this in righteousness, you know, like how Deborah did, how Sarah was, how Rebecca was, how Rachel was, righteous to their king, their head, whoever their husband was. You know, these are women that truly believe in Yahweh Shema Shai know how to adorn themselves in sobriety in the spirit. All right, not focus on the outward appearance. All right. Verse 31, it says, and yet for all this the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter that she might be reconciled to him again. And that's the influence that women can have. That's the influence that America has on everywhere. That's why America is labeled as the whore. All right, the great whore of Babylon. Verse 32, it says, O ye men, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing they do thus? Then the king and the princes looked upon one another, so he began to speak of the truth. All right, O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heavens, swift is the sun in his course. For he compassed the heavens around about, and fetches his course again to his own place in one day. Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth, and stronger than all things, all things. So what he did is he basically explained how how you know how much power the one or an influence the woman has over all these things that they profess to be mighty and strong, but at the end of the day, Yahweh Shemiah Shai and the spirit of truth over trumps everything. All right. It says, all the earth crieth upon the truth, and the heavens bless it, all the works shake and tremble at it, and with it is no unrighteous thing. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, all children of men are wicked, right? So everything is wicked that has nothing it doesn't matter if it's here on this earth. But if it's not acting according to the righteousness of Yahweh by Shema Shai, it is wicked. And it says, wine is wicked, the kings are wicked. All right, the wine is wicked. That's what wine is. What Esau uses to manipulate and create confusion. Him being the king of Babylon, and that's what he's using. Being the great whore. He's all that. He's the wine, the king, and the woman all mixing together. All right. This is all the children of men are wicked. So all 2/3 of our nation and all these other nations are just plumb wicked, man. And such are all their wicked works, and there is no truth in them. Right. Because what did he say? Hereafter I shall not talk too much, because the prince of this world cometh, and he hath nothing in me. Roughly paraphrasing what Yahweh Shai said. All right, I'll get it real quick. This is John chapter 14, verse 30. It says, Hereafter I will not talk much with you, for the prince of this world cometh, and have nothing in me. All right. So the the prince of this world is talking about Esau. He was talking about 70 AD with Titus and Vespasian. And so there was no truth in him. He was all about wickedness and lies. All right. It says this is 1 Esdras 4:37 again. It says, "Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, all the children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works, and there is no truth in them." We just read that because 2/3 of our people and of these other nations follow behind that. All right. It says, "In their unrighteousness also they shall perish." Boom. And that's the ultimate. That's what ultimately this all boils down to. Because if you're not bearing the spirit of truth, Urim and Thummim, and you're doing the deeds of the wicked, you're gonna perish, man. It says, verse 38, it says, "As for the truth, it endureth and is always strong; it liveth and conquereth forevermore. With her there is no accepting of persons or rewards, but she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things, and all men do well like her of her works." Right. Okay. So ultimately, that's the preserver of life is the truth and righteousness. It says, neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness, as she is the strength, is the strength, kingdom, power, and majesty of all ages. Blessed be Yahweh, power of truth. All right, and that's the whole point, man. You know, so you see this happening in everyday life. Everybody going around professing themselves, speaking sentences to be wise, but if they don't bear the spirit of truth, then there's no, you know what I'm saying, there's no light in them, man. If they don't speak according to the gospel, because there's no light in them, roughly paraphrasing. So you have everybody that's walking around professing themselves to be wise, but only the ones bearing the Urim and the Thummim, having the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, is going to have ultimately the most powerful thing, which is the spirit of truth. All right. Lord willing, this lesson to edify and serve His purpose. With that, I'd like to say, Kah Halayim La Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, by Shem Harikah Kodash, my mom. Double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone, and my elder Heroin as well. Salutations to the octane that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, Shalom.